Welcome, Frankfort and Franklin County residents, and thank you for tuning in to this candidate preview for state representative for the 56th House District general election held November 5th, 2024. I'm J.C. Young, and I'm honored to serve on the Chamber of Government Affairs and your MC for this event. The first meeting of the Kentucky General Assembly occurred in 1792. Shortly after Kentucky was granted statehood. For 230 years, Frankfort has stood as the Commonwealth capital and has been the meeting place of the legislature. The State House is made up of 100 elected state representatives. After redistricting in 2021 by the state legislature, the 56th district is now composed of all of Woodford County, part of Jessamine County, part of Franklin County, precincts including Peaks Mill, Owenton Road, Forks of Elkhorn, Swallowfield, Schweitzer, Thornhill, and Station Springs. The obligations of state representative include policy research, drafting and reading bills, legislative committee work, taking concerns from constituents, evaluating state programs, and assessing how legislation will affect their district and the state's budget. Because of a scheduling conflict, we're unable to host a live forum and have instead offered both candidates time to make a statement on behalf of themselves or their campaign. The candidates for this election are Mr. Dan Pfister and Miss Chantel Bingham. Mr. Dan Pfister was unable to attend today and sent in a statement for us to read. This is a letter from State Representative Pfister to the Frankfort Area Chamber of Commerce. Let me start by saying thank you for the honor of serving as your state representative. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the people of Frankfort, Franklin, Woodford, and Jessamine counties, and has given me the opportunity to help make Kentucky an even better place for our children and grandchildren to grow and prosper. I am truly sorry that the scheduling conflicts I have kept me away from today's event. As a citizen who wants the same things for my family as you do, I understand the importance of staying informed about what is happening in the legislature and having your representative be accessible. I hope you are currently receiving my weekly updates by email or have found them on social media. These are nonpartisan, bare-bones accounts of what's coming before the legislature on a daily basis. The flip side of this is I need to hear from you as well. I cannot help if I don't know what you need. I am always willing to meet with you at the grocery store or in my office to discuss issues that you may need help with. My position in the House majority has given me the opportunity to make sure the voices of my constituents are heard. As a member of the Small Business and Information Technology Committee, Licensing Occupations, Administrative Regs Committee, Tourism and Outdoor Recreation Committee, and as Vice Chairman of the Agriculture Committee, I have the place and a seat at the table. Cutting taxes, removing barriers to business development, and making Kentucky a better place to live and raise a family has not only made Kentucky more competitive, it has started growing our population for the first time in many decades. I understand the importance of prioritizing public safety and protecting our families and communities. Working with the Franklin County Commonwealth's Attorney Office, the Attorney General, I was able to write and pass legislation that strengthened the penalties for sex crimes against children. I have fought to protect women's sports, keep drugs out of our schools and communities, and give police and first responders the resources they need to do their job. I haven't let an imaginary line on a map stop me from helping all of Frankfort and all of Franklin County. Working closely with Mayor Wilkerson and Judge Mueller, I helped put the road connecting the Target project to 127 South in the transportation plan. We have funded sewer projects in that area as well as Millville and Duncan Road and Forks of Elkhorn. I'm also proud of the help that I've been able to give to the Kentucky State University to get it back on stable footing. While I could go on about what I have done, I would rather respect your time and let you know I will continue to fight for you, your family, your business, your community when reelected. As the only candidate in the race that's been endorsed by the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, who has developed the relationships needed to be effective, and who can ensure your voice is heard, I respectfully ask for your vote on November 5th, 2024 in this election. Thank you for all you do, for your time, for your consideration. Please let me know if I can be of assistance to you. Thank you, Dan Pfister, State Representative, 56th District. And now, joining us in studio is candidate Ms. Chantel Bingham, who's here to make her own statement. Ms. Bingham, the camera's yours.
Thank you. My name is Chantel Bingham, and I'm running for State House Representative of District 56. I'm a 1987 graduate of Woodford County High School and a graduate of the University of Kentucky, where I received my degree in communications, and I've also earned my master's degree in public administration from Kentucky State University. I want you to know that I am not a politician. I'm a public servant who's called by God to do the task that He's assigned my hands to do. I'm a proud wife of Vincent Bingham, who is employed by Kentucky State University as the Director of Courier Services. I am also a proud mother of 3 sons, Dwayne, Jonah, and Jackson. I'm the daughter of Geraldine and the late Charles Brown, Jr. My dad and my mom were both blue-collar workers. My dad also served in the Army Reserves and was a former law enforcement officer. So my respect and love run deep for veterans, and I thank every veteran for your service to our country. I'll fight every day to support legislation that benefits you as veterans regarding health care, affordable housing, and death benefits that are due to your families for courageous contributions and commitment to these United States of America. I will also advocate to ensure that first responders and hazardous duty officers are placed in Tier 1 retirement systems as the daughter of a former law enforcement officer. I do understand how important it is to put safety first and have the available resources to be able to return safely home each day to your families. I currently serve on the Versailles City Council and as the Executive Director of the Housing Authority, which I've been there for 8 years. I spent 15 years employed as a state government employee, where I worked at the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, the Department of Parks, the Kentucky Sports Authority, and the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. Now I want to tell you why I'm running for a State House Representative of District 56. I want to make Kentucky the best version of itself for us, our children, and future generations. I'll advocate every day for working families to get tax credits and incentives to put more money in our pockets. I'll also advocate for state retirees to receive the cost of living adjustments, as I too one day will be a state retiree. I've spent 9 years on the Site-Based Decision-Making Council, so I am going to advocate to improve Kentucky's public school systems to ensure that teachers and educators receive the fair and equitable pay they've earned and that they deserve. They are the key to the success of educating future generations of leaders. I'll be proactive in protecting our public schools by fighting to keep public tax dollars in our public schools, as I will be voting no on Amendment 2. The government should not be allowed to tell us what we can and cannot do with our bodies. I believe in exceptions to abortion in the case of rape, incest, and the life and health of mothers. As women, we should be free to make decisions regarding our own bodies. It should be between us and God, not government and us. My goal and focus is on the Commonwealth of Kentucky and making it a Commonwealth that we can all believe in. In order to do this, I need your help. It's time for a change. If you want a state representative that listens and responds, who shows up when asked and will protect our public schools and working families, and who is a trusted, experienced leader, then I'm asking you to cast your vote for me on November 5th, because Kentucky will be better with Chantel Bingham.
As we close, I'd like to thank you, Ms. Bingham, for being here today in person, and thank both candidates for seeking this office. Both of them have placed their name on the ballots and spent their own time and money, skipped out on family events only to serve their communities, and I want both of them to know that it's appreciated. There have been some election law changes statewide in the last several years, and now there are multiple ways for you to cast your ballot in this election, a few of which include mail-in absentee ballots, In-person early voting before Election Day, which is on Thursday, October 31st, Friday, November 1st, and Saturday, November 2nd. There are 3 locations for early voting in Franklin County. You can show up at any one of those polling locations. In-person on Election Day voting, November 5th, 2024. There are 12 polling locations on November 5th, and again, you can show up at any polling place. As you know, 2024 is a presidential election year. Statewide in Kentucky, this ballot includes all 6 congressional seats, the entire State House of Representatives, half of the Kentucky State Senate, many local and jurisdictional elected positions. And voters across the Commonwealth will be deciding on 2 important constitutional amendments. To say the least, it's a busy election. If you don't know where or how to vote, please call the Franklin County Clerk's office at 502-875-8702 or check out their website. It's loaded with current election information. It's been an honor to serve as the MC for this event, and I'd like to thank all the folks that aren't on camera, the Frankfort Area Chamber of Commerce and the Frankfort Plant Board for all their work today and making this possible. That concludes this event. Thank you for joining us.